And people, welcome to Creed 3 Movie Review. We are your hosts for this evening, as always. Well, not as always, but I'm pleasured and honored to be joined by the lovely lady over there to my left, See the Superior. What's going on with you, gal?
Hi, nothing much. I finally got that movie theater subscription you've been telling me about for a little while
Oh,
now.
you're an A-list member now. Welcome to the
Yes,
club.
I am.
Welcome
Yes,
to
I
the
am.
club. How many times have you seen Creed already?
I'm a busy gal, so I only saw it the one time, but I'm very happy about it because normally it would have been $18. My subscription is only like $20.
And you
I
get
go
money
one more
off your
time.
food.
Yeah.
You get money off your food.
Yeah, and I
Listen,
got free popcorn.
you got free, you just get that small, make it a large. It's great. I'm telling you, I love it. It pays for itself if you're a moviegoer, and we're getting back into the movie season. So this is be
Mm-hmm.
great around this time of year. Now, that is weird. We're drinking water. We normally got some shots around here, but we got water today. But
It's
we're
an athlete
talking.
movie. It's about
Yeah, it's
athletes.
an athlete movie. It's an athlete movie. So let's talk about this, guys. For those who don't know, this is Creed 3, and it is Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut. Story written still by Ryan Coogler in this film, starring Jonathan Majors, Tessa Thompson. This movie comes off the back of Creed 1 and 2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Balboa has since left the scene in this. We saw at the end of Creed 2 where he went with his son and he said, hey, it's time. He kind of gave it up. Plus, we don't know all the backstage stuff with Sly Stallone. Hopefully, they get that stuff fixed. Personally, I've been a Rocky fan my entire life, so this is why I'm in love with Creed. And now Creed 3. Did I like it or did I not like it? That's a question. But we follow ourselves with Adonis retiring, going out on top, and all of a sudden, as the picture says right there, you can't outrun your past. Your past comes to life. Jonathan Majors comes on the scene. Childhood friend got left behind and a scuffle. He goes to jail for 18 years. Donnie lives his great life, and that is the backdrop of the story. See the Superior, as the spoilers are flowing right now. Your take so far in this movie, I'm gonna just stop.
All right, so I've been excited to watch this movie for a minute for obvious reasons, but beyond that, uh, when I went into the theater expecting kind of more of the same, because how many Rocky movies have there been? How many Creed movies have there been?
This is 9.
Yeah,
This
nine.
makes 9 combining the two franchises. And we had just did the whole Rocky series a couple months back, getting ready for this movie. So,
and I feel like at a certain point, there's not much left to tell, and I wasn't expecting much from the movie when I went in. When I got in there, immediately I noticed from the first fight scene that this had one of the crispest visuals
ever
in fights. Yes,
ever.
I said, what I could see every speck of everything, like every drop of sweat you saw it on the screen. I said, this is amazing. And it wasn't until I dropped a short on my channel, See the Superior, talking about the camera quality, that somebody pointed out that this was the first movie shot in IMAX in the Creed,
in the
first
8K
athlete movie or sports movie shot with IMAX.
Have you ever seen
camera.
Gemini Man?
No.
It's kind of a shot like Gemini Man. Will Smith's movie didn't a lot of people mixed feelings about it, but the visual effects of Gemini Man was amazing. They were using the same kind of cameras that was using. Go ahead, they want to interrupt, but it's like you said, you could see the sweat come off the bald head. It was insane.
Right. Right. And honestly, when they first kind of like teased about the movie, I had a feeling I knew what it was going to be about. And yeah, it was about this friendship between Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis and what was his name with the
I can't even.
Michael Jonathan Majors'
character. Yeah, it's Demo. Damien. Yes, Damien.
Okay, yes. So him and Damien.
You're supposed to know that since you was watching it for obvious reasons.
I was there for the bodies, all the words in and out.
Listen, I ain't never could say this live. I'm gonna say it now. I ain't never had a man crush like I got right now on Jonathan Majors. I can't lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a beam. That man climbed the rope with 2 hands and his chest flared up. I said, all right. I looked up at my wife. I said, time to get the Bowflex out.
Look, close your eyes. Don't look.
Shout out to Back Day. Okay, you thought the first Creed's got you, man. These 2 guys are completely jacked for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like they were very evenly matched physically. Honestly, in Creed 2, it felt odd to me to see Michael B. Jordan's character in the ring with
Character was huge.
Yes. Yes.
Even in a sparring, you're like, damn, yo, that's just a big ass dude.
Yes, just a big man. And he dwarfed Michael B. Jordan. Didn't look like they should be fighting. Like it should be a heavyweight and there's a heavyweight, which dude was in like the giant weight. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this one they seem
Theo Lopez, I think, played the guy in the gym that he ends up taking the title from Jonathan Majors in that first fight. And we'll talk about how he got to that fight. This is completely, as she put up there already, spoiler alert, we are going deep diving, like fishing, into Creed 3 right now. Go right ahead.
You're talking about Felix?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know what? My grandfather's name is Felix. And when I saw him come out with that, I was like, oh, yeah, I like it. He had one of the best openings when he first got into the ring.
His intro was fire coming to the ring to go fight against Damien. It was. Absolutely.
So there were a couple highlights for me. Of course, all of the fight scenes looked fantastic, right? I enjoyed the beginning of the movie where they had like the flashback and we got to see, what was it, 2012 or something?
2002, I think it started off 2002.
Was it 2002? 2002.
I'm blind, but I think it was 2002 because I'm going by ages, right? They're in their 30s, right? They're not young boxers. That's what they kept saying in this movie. The Delphi Gym, my man Doc. I'm always gonna call him Ace Boogie, okay, from The Wire. Wood Harris character. In the movie.
So they both were in The Wire. Michael B. Jordan and him.
Duke. Say what?
They both were in The Wire, Michael B. Jordan and him?
Yeah, well, Michael B. Jordan was a crackhead.
Yeah.
Right. So before then, look, if you go back, I had an interview. I had the awesome time to get a chance to interview them for Creed 1 at Fight Night DC, and I interviewed them, and I actually say that to him. I actually said to myself, I said, before we started the interview, I said, my wife told me to tell you shout out the back day. And he said, wow. What's your wife's name? Amir? Okay, Amir, good husband. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he was just shocked that it did. But I've been following Michael B. Jordan since All My Children. Okay, when he played in All My Children. And then, of course, The Wire. Then he goes on to Vince Evans in Friday Night Lights. He took over the role for the last 2 seasons as the Dillon Panthers, went the East Dillon Panthers. They went the whole, let's go the hood way. So I've been watching Michael B. Jordan for a while, Fruitvale Station, of course, and then just watching this movie. And as I'm watching the movie, you talking about, you looking at this, I knew about it for a while. I'm thinking this movie's going to go into a completely different direction. And then I was like, oh, snap. It was brilliantly written by Ryan Coogler, brilliantly storytelling here. Every time I thought that Damien was going to do something kind of shady towards Bianca and giving her information, he was really upstanding gentleman with that. He was just he understood her pain. Like, okay, you almost believe that was true about her giving up her music. You know what I mean? Like having somebody else sing your own songs. And as you already had mentioned, the fight scenes. Okay, and this is definitely heavy spoiler alert right here, yo. The fight scenes were some of the best I've ever seen with that camera, and not just that, the end fight scene enough. When I first seen them go into out of body kind of a fight scene where they just kind of illuminated the crowd and it was just them two in the ring.
Domain expansion.
My mind at first was like, what are you doing? And then like 20, I'm like, okay, I get it. This is about these two gentlemen, the deepness they had here. Damien goes, like I said, for 18 years for a fight that Adonis started. He books off now. And I love this part about the story also. They were just kids.
Yeah,
and they had all this hate, all this animosity for each other, and I'm from the hood. You want to forget certain things, you know what I mean? Nothing against Donnie. He was picked from was handpicked from a home, and may she rest in peace. Now, Mama Creed dies in this movie. No more Phylicia Rashad. She's gone. Okay, I love her outside of playing Mama Huxtable. You got to watch Empire. Okay, she plays as Mrs. Dubois. To watch Claire Huxtable play a villain is amazing. Okay, you gotta watch Empire. But the story, how they come together. What's some of your favorite parts in this movie? Because I got one I really want to talk about. I want to see if you pick up on this one part because it had a lot of Rocky references in this movie that if you're a Rocky fan, you took notice about.
See, okay, I did have a couple favorite parts. I noticed that they didn't really. I don't even think they mentioned Rocky once in this movie.
No.
And I guess it was kind of like. Its statement of saying, okay, this is Creed. This is kind of like a standalone. It can stand alone as its own movie, without having the Rocky reference, or the Rocky character all throughout the movie. But there were a couple scenes that I liked. I liked that whenever Damien and what's his wife's name?
Bianca's
interacted, because like you mentioned, he never really crossed a certain line, even when she was kind of asking about Adonis's past. He said, okay, well, that's his story to tell, yada, yada, yada. And I also like the fact that there was like this mirror message between Damien and her. It's like, you've almost lost your dream. Like there's Adonis who's he's achieved it.
Yeah.
And he has to deal with, okay, I've achieved my dream. What's the next stage in my life? Because he's transitioned from being an athlete to like the mentor in a way. But when it comes to his wife and Damien, they never really got that chance. They didn't get a chance to live
their dream out. Yeah. Because of unforeseen circumstances.
Exactly. And it made me sympathize with not only her, but with Damien. Like I found myself rooting for him, even though he was the villain or, the antagonist of the movie. I wanted him to be able to have that chance, especially given the fact that we see the reason that he lost his chance was because he was protecting Adonis.
Because he was protecting Adonis, yeah.
So,
the beach scene. Yes. How did you take the beach scene? Because he walks up, mom shows him that, first mom was wrong. She kept letters from him. Okay, I'm a fan of the Notebook. You don't keep letters. Okay, you just don't keep letters. Okay, so she keeps the letter and shows him that he was in prison with the guy who set this up. Because remember, he coming to Donnie like, hey, I want a title shot. What do you want? You're living this life right here. You go out on top of Ricky Collins. You're in here promoting fighters. You're doing your thing. You're retired. I'm hungry. I'm starving. I want to eat like you're eating. Give me this title shot. And he orchestrates it for this to happen. So when Adonis finds out, he goes to the beach, confronts him, gets slid, doesn't fight back. Then he starts to walk off. He goes, yeah, run, Donnie. And at that part, we didn't know what exactly had happened there. And then they flash back with Donnie. Your take on that beach scene, C?
I can only be but so mad. Because 18 years of his life gone. And not only that, was it 18 years of his life gone? It was 18 years of not knowing why his friend, his brother, completely cut off contact with him. Yeah, abandoned him. And it was just him acting out. He was acting out of 18 years worth of rage and abandonment. And honestly, I can only be but so mad. And the fact that he orchestrated the him getting into the ring with Felix, right?
Yeah.
Again, I can only be but so mad. This man has one shot. He's getting older every day. His window of opportunity is closing. He's asked Michael B. Jordan's character, Adonis, made it clear, hey, I want this shot. Give me this chance. And Adonis was kind of like pussyfooting around it. I ain't gonna lie. He was like, and the longer he took, the longer Dame knew that his window of opportunity was closing. He was, he's just getting older every day, right? So I could only be but so
that was
bad.
A running joke. That was a running joke in the movie. He's older than you, Donnie.
Exactly.
he's older than you. But this man, Jonathan Majors' persona and image and energy was of Mike Tyson-esque to me. He was no mask. Like people want to say this is like Rocky 3. I didn't see no Clubber Lang in this at all, other than Black Man. The story. I thought it was going to be Rocky 3 as Creed and one. And then people say with the emotional attachment, was when he comes on television. First of all, let me dial back. I'm sorry. See. His wife saying, do what you gotta do. That's how you hold your man down. Okay? Because for too many years in Rocky, Adrian kept telling Rocky, Rocky, don't fight him, Rocky, you're gonna die. It's just like, I already know what you're gonna do. I already know you're not gonna be happy until you go punch this man in the face. So get it done. Okay? Like in their first fight against Pretty Ricky Collins, go, can you get it over with already? knock this man out. And you're starting to see the vision when he's starting to see the eyes. And the biggest Rocky glance was, one step, one punch, one step, one round. That was Rocky's infamous thing. They did all thing, and then the scene where he's training to go fight Adonis, he's got to deal with his own inner demons, which makes the last scene, the fourth quarter, so great. Is the scene of him having to overcome his past and feeling guilty for Donnie. Because how can you not feel guilty for them? But he has to fight. He going on TVC to challenge this guy. This man calls him on national TV and calls him everything under the book, talking about his mama, his family, his girl, everybody to get this fight. He gets this fight, and it leads us to one of the best moments. And I'm going to say this, sports movie hits. I love this movie. If you don't know already, I'm giving this a thumbs up. I don't give a damn. Chris ain't here. Wet, what do you call him? The wet blanket, whatever the hell he is. The rain cloud. Okay. This movie is a must-see. It's a must-see multiple times. It's a must-see again today. I need to go see this movie over and over and over again. And the biggest question to see is, where do you rank this Creed? Are you a Rocky fan? Or just a Creed
honestly,
fan?
I'm not that much of a Rocky fan. I don't think I've seen any of the Rocky movies. I've seen all of the Creed movies. I haven't seen any of the Rocky movies.
Where do you rate the Creed movies?
Where did I rate the Creed? Oh, before I give my ranking, I did want to point out something about the final fight scene that I thought was awesome. There was this one point after they did the domain expansion, right? And we saw that Adonis and Dame hit each other simultaneously, right? The same face. And that's straight from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
if you're a fan, you know. And it was just, you could see the anime influence, right, from the final fight. But as far as
you're like my daughter, you gotta just find my kids gotta find some kind of anime reference in everything they live in.
It's there. Clearly, even the fact with them, being brothers and having to fight each other, that's very much anime. Anime is all about that. But anyway, where would I rank it? Honestly, it's been a minute since I've seen Creed 1, but I remember enjoying that. Do I like? I like this story.
See, you telling me right here, computer monitor, as you were anticipating watching this Shot Out the Back Day movie with these two devastating good-looking men, that you didn't watch Creed 1 and 2 first to prepare yourself?
For what? I've seen Creed 2 multiple times.
That's why I watched
Creed 1 I haven't seen in some years.
Okay.
But I will say it's maybe my second favorite of the three. I believe 2 was a better film. Mm-hmm. But I believe that the story was better in 3. Okay. But how it all came together was better in 2, if that makes sense. I feel like there was a lot of potential that maybe wasn't. I don't want to say, because it's his directorial debut. Yeah. He did a great job.
Absolutely.
Michael B. Jordan.
I agree with you on that one, Arthur.
But with it being his first, you can't really compare it to someone who's had several movies under his belt. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So for me, I would say the second one is better than this one for me. But it's still very good.
Up until rewatching them all again, I had 2 better than 1 as well. Okay. I had 2 better than 1 because as much as I loved 1, I thought that 2 separated Creed from Rocky, where Creed 1 was a lot of Rocky to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Creed 2 allowed it to be its own entity, and Ryan Coogler did not direct that one. Okay. And I hated the fight scenes in Creed 2. I hated the fight scenes in Creed 2. I've watched over and over again. I just thought the fight, I didn't like the camera angles, just didn't like them. Just didn't work for me. That was my one negative towards Creed 2, but I loved it. And I thought the loving Rocky helped me love Creed 1. But to put these in order, I think Creed 3 is one of the I have it as my favorite Creed right now. And again, I could be living in the moment, and that takes over.
Yeah.
That takes over.
I think that's something has
yeah.
For me, I always
that can digest a year from now.
I enjoyed it.
What was that? I'm sorry, I was talking.
Oh, I was saying that for me, I feel like that has a lot to do with it as well. Like when you first see a movie, there's always that hype. Once it settles down, you can really decipher whether or not
enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as of now, I'm living in a moment. To me, Creed 3, I just thought boxing wise, I thought it was the best of all the boxing scenes of the 3 Creed movies. Personally, I like the montage, which is the comeback moment in the movies. I like that better in 2, with them going to the desert and all that kind of stuff. But I did love this again, the montage in this one where he was defeating himself. That was a throwback to Rocky as well. Him going through the moment of the good, the bad, and then overcoming it. And they even saw the music come up there at the end there. They played a little bit of Rocket's own Fately there. The soundtrack to this movie, when it first comes on, they're playing that Dre. Doom, doom, doom. It ain't the same for gangsters. Then they flip it. Shout out to J. Cole and Dream Valley. This soundtrack is fire. Dreamville. Sorry, this soundtrack is fire. I just hate the fact that the best song in the movie, which is the song they played in the montage scene between him and Jonathan Major's character, it's only like a minute long. But the album, the soundtrack is dope. I give this movie all the way a thumbs up for me. I think it's the best in the Creed franchise. But like you, I have to go see this again to really see where I want to really rank it at from now. But right now, it's my favorite of Creed franchises. Shout out to Ryan Coogler for this written story, and shout out to Michael B. Jordan for directing this movie. I thought the fight scenes by far were the best. Having this man look like Mike Tyson was insane. The Philly shell, and they would come up and punch him. And the way he was even fighting his dudes, I'm gonna use that in real life. I'm punching somebody in the arm over and over and over. Okay, I'm gonna cripple him in the shoulder. I learned things from this movie when I'm taking in real life. Your final thoughts on this movie? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I enjoyed it. I think that you could see like there were little touches. I did also see the Mike Tyson comparison. Recently there was a Hulu series called Mike that was really good.
Never watched it because Mike unendorsed it so bad.
I know.
I refused to watch it. It was really good. Yeah, I heard mixed feelings. Maybe one day.
So I could definitely see like the Mike Tyson's comparison. I enjoyed the movie, so I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm definitely going to give it a thumbs up. Again, I don't think it's the best in the franchise. I feel like once the hype dies down a little bit and people rewatch it and rewatch the others, they're going to, be able to make their own decisions about whether or not it was the best out of the three. But yeah, definitely a good movie. I like that Jonathan Major's character. He had like that Cali accent, like you could hear it sometimes when he spoke. he put that in there, so that's awesome.
He really does that good. Ryan Coogler being from the Bay Area himself and how he talks. And the IP of this movie is what's the power of this movie to me also. See, is why I love it, because you can just see by Creed 6, his daughter's going to be boxing. Okay, you could just see. I thought in her scene she stole this movie. I thought Tessa Thompson did a great job in this movie. I just thought the cast overall did a great movie. So definitely a thumbs up for me as well. So hey, as they always say in this world we live in of YouTube, comment below. Let us know what you thought about Creed 3. I am Mike Knox. That is See the Superior. See, where can they find it again? Because you be doing everything, everywhere, every day, every time.
Oh, well, you can find me on IG, TikTok, and YouTube as See the Superior. I'm planning on dropping some more stuff on my YouTube soon as I get settled in my new place. And yeah, always releasing something. So check me out on all social media platforms as See the Superior. As
she already told you, and I just moved myself, so I understand that lifestyle. Changed the whole perspective. But listen, guys, we're going to get out of here. What you think? Comment below, like, follow, subscribe, and check out all the shows on Unpop Review Entertainment. More and more and more and more and more to come. So we are out of here, y'all. Fingers.
Bye.
Peace. Is this in the Middle East? Do they even still exist? Peace in the Middle East.